Alright guys, so I just decided to do a little video to let you guys know like where I come from and a little bit about me. I'm not really that exciting, but hey, anyways. So I come from a very small town in Florida, and when I say small town, I mean small town, like 6,000 people small. Okay, and my mom and dad were married for 22 years, and they divorced after my father caught her cheating on him for months, They divorced on Christmas Day, which was my mother's choice. She left him on Christmas Day, and naturally she took me with her. Okay, and so being 8, I didn't really understand what was happening. Like, I thought we were going on a trip, I really didn't understand. So, like, once we moved into this new house, and she always said, well, you're not allowed to go see your daddy anymore. And I would always say, like, why, Mom? Why can't I go see my dad? And so over the next couple of years, I was about 10 when I finally started seeing the guy she cheated on my dad with. She would bring him over to the house, and she would tell me, you better not tell your dad that he's here. You better lie to him, etc. And I never lied to my father. Never. I told him the truth, and the guy my mom was seeing was a convicted felon, so I wasn't allowed to be in the same house as him, but my dad never did anything about it. He was too occupied with a girl that he was dating at the time, and so I still lived with her. Okay, well, it didn't work out with that guy, and my mom met her high school sweetheart in Walmart one day while I was waiting for her at school to be picked up. I was in the 5th grade, and we got out of school at 2 o'clock, and I sat out there until 4:45 waiting on my mom. Back then, we didn't have cell phones. We weren't allowed to have cell phones. I know everybody has cell phones now, but back when I was younger, you weren't allowed to have one. And if you did, it was the big, bulky, yellow and black Nextel. Well, anyways, she come at about 5 o'clock, and she's like, oh, well, I met, Kevin, da-da-da-da-da, and, I'm sorry I was late. I was talking to him. Like, how can you forget your kid because you're talking to another guy? Like, I don't understand. But anyways, so about 6 months went by, and then my mom looked at me. Mind you, I was like 10 years old. She looked at me and she's like, okay, I'm moving with Kevin. We're going to Trenton, Florida. She's like, do you want to go or do you want to stay? And I looked at her and I was like, Mom, why would I want to leave my grandma, my grandpa, my dad, my friends, my school, everybody that I knew, because you met a guy that you want to go be with? That's not right. I was like, why can't you stay here with me? And she's like, well, I want to go there. So if you want to go, you can go. If not, you can stay here. So I chose, of course, my family and my friends and my school and everything, And so I moved in with my dad, and he met a woman named Susan when I was about 14. And, like, me and my dad never really got along, but it wasn't like, we were fighting all the time or anything like that. It was just, he didn't really have much to do with me. He was working like 75 hours a week. So, he was head mechanic for John Deere farm equipment. So, he was always on the go. But he met this woman, and at first I really liked her. She'd take me out and get my hair done. She'd go to the mall with me. She'd actually act like a mom. And she married my father, and I promise you, on my life, after she married my dad, I turned into a big pile of crap. She didn't want to be around me. She didn't like me. She told my father, she's like, it's either me or her. If you want to be with me, then you have to move over where I live and move in with me and leave her here. And I swear my hand to God, you can ask anybody I know. My father left and went with her. So he left me in a house by myself at 15 years old. Yeah. Okay, so time went on, and I moved in with my grandmother, which pretty much raised me. My grandma and my grandpa, they raised me. They fed me, they clothed me. All the meanwhile, I'd never seen my mom. Like, I didn't see my mom for, like, years upon years. Like, she would send me a card for my birthday, and that's it. My father, he would, like, come see me. He'd give me, like, 40 or 50 bucks for my birthday, and that was it. There was no cakes. There was no parties. There was none of that stuff. There was never Christmases, Thanksgivings, etc. If I had a Thanksgiving, it was from my grandma. Okay, so, long story short, I was abandoned by both of my parents, and now my father is really bad on prescription medicine, and I don't have a dad in my life. Just a few days ago, he texted me, or he was texting me, and then he got mad, and he called me, and he's like, well, you know what, I'm just not your dad anymore. He was high, but, you know, it still hurt all the same. And, like, I was like, well, you're not my dad now? And he's like, nope, I'm not your dad anymore. So I told him, I was like, okay, well, you know what? This is the end of it. I'm done. I'm done. I do not deserve this. I don't deserve how you've treated me all my life, choosing other women over me. And I'm done with it. I'm straight done with it. So then, I haven't talked to my dad in almost a week. He's been texting me, telling me he loves me and all this stuff. And I just ignore him. There's nothing else I can do. You know what I mean? It's like, he's going to choose the drugs over me. Like, one day we'll be all happy-go-lucky, and then the next day he'll be like, oh, whatever, you know, you're not my daughter or whatever. So I would much rather just not talk to him at all. My mom, I don't really talk to her either. You know, I have a lot of issues with my back. I have scoliosis. I have 9 herniated discs. I have disc degeneration. I have arthritis in both of my hips. So I have a lot of issues physically. I mean, I'm not deformed, you know, I can walk, I can run, etc. It's just a lot of pain. And June 24th, I'll be going in to have the nerves in my back burnt. So if you guys would, please pray for me on that. So yeah, that's the story of my life. I came around to YouTube because I felt like there would be some people that I could connect with that's been through some of the things I've been through, you know. That's why I made the video of self-harm, because I did self-harm due to all of the things I went through in my life. You know, as a girl, your daddy's your first love, and to see my father choose another woman over me, you know, it really hurt. So, you know, if you guys like this video, if you think you can relate, please give me a thumbs up and leave a comment below. If you'd like to see some more videos of me, please subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a fantastic night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.